Hi, I'm Sherry and I wear a Taylor Spatial Frame. In this video, I'm going to talk a bit about modifying clothing and covers I've had made for the Taylor Spatial Frame. Now, if you happen to be one of those people who are considering wearing a Taylor Spatial Frame, hopefully having this information will help you make a more informed decision as to whether or not this process or procedure is right for you. Now, even before I had the frame installed, I was concerned about how my clothing would fit over my frame, especially pants. So before going into surgery, I had a pair of shorts modified, and what I did was I took a pair of athletic shorts that I had in my closet, and we cut the seam open on the side and put in a zipper. Now, this was complicated by the fact that my shorts had a lining in them. So if you're not someone who is an experienced sewer, perhaps you can find someone who can help you with this, or take your clothing to a tailor, or if you don't have a tailor close to you, then most dry cleaners will have an alteration department that can do this type of work for you. So again, we opened up the side seam and installed a zipper. Now the zipper starts at the bottom of the leg and zips right up to the waistband. Now, I highly recommend having a pair of athletic shorts with a zipper in. One, because they're really comfortable to wear, they're easy to get in and out of, and you're likely to need something like this when you start going to physio. Now, another pair of shorts that I had modified were my denim shorts. And again, we did the same thing. We cut them open on the seam. We put the zipper in and put a button on the waistband. Now, once again, we start the zipper at the bottom of the leg, zip up to the waistband, and it's hardly even noticeable that you've even put a zipper in. But again, it makes it more comfortable to wear and get in and out of your clothing. Now, when I originally had the frame installed, I was told I would be wearing it for about 15 months. Now, I live in Canada, and that meant that I would be having to wear the frame for all seasons. Now, it was okay in the summer when I could wear shorts and a skirt, which easily went over the frame. But as the temperature changed and we got into the fall and the winter, then I knew that I needed to wear pants. Now, the pants that I have in my closet would not fit over the frame, so we had to somehow modify them so that they would be functionable with the Taylor Spatial Frame. In my case, what we did was we opened up the seam of a pair of jeans, cut the leg off, put a zipper in, and hemmed them up. So I'm going to try and show you what that looks like. If you can just bear with me as I get myself into a position here. Now, so this is what it looks like. We've cut the leg off just above the frame. Make sure you have enough room to kind of bend your knee if your knee is accessible. And then we got the zipper going up the side. Now, when the frame comes off, it's not likely I'll be able to wear these jeans again unless I cut both legs and turn them into shorts. But after wearing the same pants for basically 15 months, I'll be ready for new clothes anyway. So I'll be, you know, happy to find a new purpose for these. I can't live in one pair of pants, so we did, you know, another pair. Again, same idea. We opened up the leg, put a zipper in, and cut it off, so one leg is shorter than the other. Again, this pair will have to be altered again and turned into shorts after the frame comes off. Now, I never thought that I would be talking to total strangers about my underwear, but that was another one of the challenges that I faced, that it was difficult to stretch the leg of the underwear over the circumference of the frame. So I ended up buying some new underwear and taking them to a tailor so that they could be modified. Now what we did was, once again, we opened up the side seam, but instead of putting in a zipper, this time we used Velcro. Now, it was a little bit more complicated using the Velcro because we had to reinforce the fabric in order to attach the Velcro. It does make it much easier to put them on. They can certainly fit around the frame now. It's not the ideal situation, but at least it makes it easier to get dressed. Now, socks were another issue for me. I had to find socks that were low enough to fit under the frame, and so I found ankle socks, but they had to be ankle socks with very little elastic in, because if they had too much elastic, they would constrict my foot, and at the time my foot would swell a lot during the day. So I needed to find a very low ankle sock that had very little elastic in it. Now that's about all I have to share about clothing. I would like to talk a little bit now about some covers I had made for the frame. I had only been home from the hospital for a few days when I realized that I needed a cover for this thing. Now, I needed to protect my leg from the cold as well as protect it from potential infection. So when I went online to see what was available for covers, I couldn't find anything. So I decided to create one myself. So with my mother-in-law, thank goodness she's an amazing sewer, we were able to come up with a design that worked for our first cover. So I'm going to just set this camera down and show you my first cover. The first one was made from fleece, and we put a lining in it. There was a drawstring at the top and another drawstring at the bottom. Now it's easy to put on. We just use the tie the drawstring at the bottom first. Then we come up to the top and tie the top one. Now with this one, we put a row of snaps. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a row of snaps here. So the nice thing about the cover, besides protecting me from the cold, is it's also very discreet. So for those people who don't like to look at the leg with the pins and the screws going through the skin and the bones, this is a way of being respectful towards them. And there you have it. That was pretty easy to put on, and it's just as easy to take off. We untie the drawstring. I just pull the snaps, and I usually try to keep the bottom drawstring tied. That way it's a little bit easier to put on, you know, on the next time. Now the second cover that was designed was used from an old pillowcase that I was no longer using, and I wanted to have another cover because when I was sleeping, I was concerned that the pins and the wires might get caught on my sheets and rip them. So by having another cover to sleep in, I thought that would resolve my issues. So this one was modified slightly, and just we become, aware of, a way of improving things. So it really is just a rectangle, and instead of snaps, this time it has a zipper, which makes it much easier and faster. We still have the drawstring at the top and at the bottom. So this design is a little bit different this time around because we have put pockets on it. I don't know if you can see that, but the pockets are meant to put hand warmers. So here in Canada, our winters get quite cold, and we want to stay as warm as possible. Now with wearing a Taylor Spatial Frame, you'll find pretty quick that the cold penetrates into the pins and into the bone, which is actually really uncomfortable. So if you can avoid that, then that's what you want to do. So by putting these little pockets in the cover, I'm able to insert the hand warmers that keep the frame and the leg warm. Now, on those really cold days, I would wear two covers. I would wear the cover with the hot shots close to the leg, and then I would put the outside cover on and wear that outdoors. So I would have, on those really cold days, I would be wearing two covers, like having two layers of clothing on. Then, as we approached the holiday season, I wanted to have something fun and festive because I knew there were going to be a lot of events that I was going to, and I just wanted to have something that would represent the joy of the season. So I selected something in a festive fabric, and so again we have the drawstring at the bottom, drawstring at the top, this time with a couple little pom-poms on just to make it fun, and then the zipper. So with this one here, you just slide it on. Do the drawstrings at the top. And then do up the zipper. Now you can see that this is much faster than the first one that we made and easier to put on. Now this one, I embroidered I had the dates embroidered on because I was told that I would have this on for 15 months, so that would be 2 Christmases. So it says 2017 and 2018. On the other side, I had embroidered the words Peace on Earth. And that was just my way of expressing joy through the holiday season and my wish for the world. As you can see, they're super easy to put on and take off. Now, the fourth one that I had designed, as summer was approaching, I wanted something that was light and airy. And if you look at this one, you'll see that there's all kinds of holes that are perforated in this fabric. And I chose this because I wanted the air to flow through the cover, and that way it would be a little bit cooler for the hot summer months. Again, it's the same design with the drawstring at the top and the bottom, and the zipper at the side. And there you have it. Those are the covers that I have, that I've been wearing for the last year while I've had this frame on. And another thing that I designed, I want to share with you is this bag that I've designed. Now, because I haven't been able to walk on my leg and I've had to rely on crutches, I haven't been able to carry things very well. So I came up with this design where I took a small blanket and just put a drawstring around the edge. I put a strap on it so that I could easily carry it over my shoulder, and now I could carry my laundry and still have my hands available for my crutches. Now, another little feature I put in this bag is I added some clips and straps so that I could carry folded laundry to the cupboards. And this was just something that, that I had to come up with to solve some challenges that I was facing with my situation. Hopefully you're able to walk with your frame on and you don't need the crutches, so you don't need to have a special bag like I've designed. Anyways, now most people won't have to wear their frame as long as I've had to wear mine. So having one cover is probably all that you need. Now, I do recommend that you do wear a cover because one, it reduces the risk for infection, and two, it's also a whole lot more discreet, and so you don't draw as much attention, having your frame covered up as you would if you went without a cover. Depending on how you feel about strangers stopping you in the street, it's bound to happen whether you have a cover on or not. The cover just helps, to keep things a little bit more discreet. So another challenge that I've had is footwear. Now, in the summer, I'm able to wear sandals, so that, that's not an issue. But for the rest of the year, I had to wear footwear that would lace up. So a lot of the time was spent in running shoes where I could loosen the laces and accommodate the swelling that goes on every day with the foot. During the winter time, I had to find a pair of boots that would fit underneath my frame, and I found a pair that have a roll top, and I was able to kind of pull the top of the boot down enough to get it under my frame. Now, it just fit barely, so I can appreciate that it may be a challenge depending on where your frame is sitting on your foot, but just be aware that's another one of the challenges that you have to face when you do wear a Taylor Spatial Frame. Now, that's all the information I have to share about clothing and covers. I do have a couple other videos out that if you're one of these people who are considering wearing the frame and you want to get a full understanding of what the experience is actually like, then you can tune into my videos. I have one that talks about cleaning the pin sites, and I have another one that talks about making adjustments to the frame. So if you're interested in these topics, hopefully this provides some information and gives you a little bit more clarity as to what to expect during the process of wearing a Taylor Spatial Frame. Now, I plan to do one more video, and my intention is to talk about some of the challenges I've been facing while wearing the Taylor Spatial Frame. Now, I did one initially when I first had the frame put on, talking about some of the challenges, from surgery and just, what that initial experience was like. But after wearing the frame for, almost a year now, that I have some insights that may be of use to you. So be on the lookout for that. I'm not quite sure when it'll be out, but hopefully in the next little while. So that's all for now. I'm going to say thank you for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.